Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today in this session we are going to discuss advantages and disadvantages of using expert systems in artificial intelligence. So this is our lecture number 44 in AI series. So now let's just start the discussion. As you can see here, we have so many advantages of using expert systems. So the first advantage is its consistency in decision making. In simple terms, we can say it as an expert system always gives the same answer. Like a human expert might give different answers based on their mood, based on their tiredness, right? But if we talk about an expert system, it always gives a consistent result, consistent response in that particular situation. Another advantage of using expert system is 24/7 availability. We can say expert systems can work continuously without breaks, providing assistance anytime, unlike human experts who need rest. In simple terms, we can say it as expert systems can work anytime and anywhere. For example, किसी hospital management की अगर हम बात करें, if we need any cardiologist expert इन इमरजेंसी, हो सकता है कि वो डॉक्टर उस समय अवेलेबल ना हो सकता है कि वो अभी अपनी शिफ्ट कंप्लीट करके गए हैं। बट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट एक्सपर्ट सिस्टम, वो एक मशीन है जिसको रेस्ट की जरूरत नहीं है, तो 24/7 अवेलेबिलिटी उसकी हमारे पास रहेगी। इमरजेंसी में किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट में हम उसको यूज कर सकते हैं। इज दैट क्लियर? नेक्स्ट वी हैव फास्टर प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग. इट इज वेरी फास्ट एंड एफिशिएंट as it can process large amount of information very quickly and give answers in seconds. Another advantage is its cost efficiency. So this is very cost effective. In simple terms, we can say expert system always saves our money. Let's take an example here. Hiring and training experts are very expensive these days, right? But once an expert system is created, it can provide expert advice at a much lower cost than the uh, human experts, right? Another advantage is it can handle complex problems. That means it can solve difficult problems in just some seconds. It can handle complicated problems in medicine, engineering, banking, and many more fields. Another advantage is its knowledge preservation. So it means it can store the expert knowledge. In general term, we can say if a human expert retires, their knowledge is lost. But an expert system remembers everything and can keep helping people for a long time. This is called knowledge preservation. It prevents the loss of valuable knowledge due to retirements or departures. Another advantage is user-friendly interface. Means it is very easy to use, right? Many expert systems have simple user-friendly interface so that even non-experts can use them. Another advantage is it reduces human error. That means it reduces the mistakes. So humans can make errors due to fatigue, distraction, and all those things, right? But an expert system follows rules very strictly and avoids many common mistakes like we humans do. So these are some advantages. Other than this, we have some other advantages like it helps in decision making, consistency in decision making, or we can say it helps us in decision making, like it support professionals by providing useful recommendations and guiding them towards better choices, right? Also, we can say it can be used in many places. So all these are the advantages of using expert system. Now we have some disadvantages over here. The first disadvantage is its lack of common sense and human thinking. So students, as you all know, expert systems can only follow predefined rules and stores the knowledge, right? They do not have human like thinking, they do not have human like emotions, common sense to handle unexpected situations. Let's take an example here for this particular point. Let's say a medical expert system might suggest a treatment based on their symptoms, but it won't understand a patient's emotion, a patient's current stress, their personal issues like a real doctor would. So, this is the major disadvantage of using expert systems. Another example, another disadvantage is its high initial cost and maintenance. So, creating an expert system requires a lot of time, effort, and money to collect knowledge, program the rules, and test it properly. हालांकि अगर एक बार हमने expert system बना दिया, it is very easier to use it for everyday tasks, for in many department we can say, right? But इसको बनाना, इसकी maintenance, that is very costly. That is why we have written here high initial cost. That is the cost in development. Clear? Next disadvantage is limited to a specific area. So an expert system is only good at one specific field and cannot solve problems outside its domain. For example, I have created one expert system for medicine. It will only give me the recommendations, ideas about medicine field only, right? If I want some suggestions related to my business domain, related to my physical domain, it will not give any information outside its domains. For example, a legal expert system can help lawyers with case laws but cannot help a doctor diagnose the diseases. Correct? So that's why it is a disadvantage, that is it is limited to a specific area. Another disadvantage is no learning abilities. So expert systems do not learn from their experiences like us human experts do. They need manual updates to add new information. If we want to add new features, if we want to share another information through the expert system, then we have to add that feature. Then we have to add those features to the system. Clear? For example, a customer service chatbot using an expert system can only answer pre-programmed question. If a customer asks a new type of question, then the system will not know how to respond. That is called no learning abilities. Another disadvantage is it cannot handle uncertain or incomplete information. So if in Google, even in ChatGPT or in any other expert system, if you share incomplete information, the system will not be able to give you correct information, will not be able to give you some answers related to your questions, right? So if an expert system does not have enough data, it may give the wrong answer or refuse to answer. For example, a weather forecasting expert system needs accurate data from satellite. If the data is missing, it cannot predict the weather properly. Another disadvantage is risk of errors and wrong decisions. So let's take an example first. A stock market expert, let's say, using expert system that uses old data may suggest bad investment decisions causing huge financial losses. Right? If an expert system is not updated or has incomplete rules, it may give wrong advices, it may give wrong information and leading to serious problems. Another disadvantage is no emotional intelligence is included in the expert systems. Obviously, expert system is nothing but a device that we are programming, right? So, no emotional intelligence means expert systems cannot understand humans' emotion like sympathy, fear, excitement, and all, right? A customer, let's take an example here. Let's say a customer suppose chatbot may give cold robotic replies, making customers feel frustrated. A human agent would understand the emotions and respond politely in that particular case. Another is it cannot replace human experts completely. That is very, very, very important statement, right? This means expert systems can assist, but they cannot replace human professionals entirely because they lack creativity, they lack intuitions, they lack real world experiences. And expert systems को run करने के लिए भी we always need one human expert who is going to change the program, who is going to update the software, who is going to maintain the system, right? So, any expert system will not be able to replace human experts completely at any cost. Let's take an example here. A lawyer uses an expert system for legal research, right? But for court arguments, negotiations, and strategic decisions, a lawyer's personal experience is necessary over there. That's why we are saying this. So now I'm concluding this particular session about advantages and disadvantages. So students, we all know export systems are really very powerful tool, but they have limitations like lack of common sense, high cost, no learning abilities, and inability to handle the emotions. So they are best used as assistants. All expert systems can be best used as assistants to human experts rather than complete replacement. So I hope everything is clear to you. If you want me to continue this particular important series of artificial intelligence, you can surely comment below. I will help you. So thank you so much everyone and all the best.